So when we went to London in 2017 for Sibu Sila's album release, we sort of went on a tour there. When we met up with a bunch of London peoples, we did a performance at a place called Total Refreshment Centre, which was like the hub, or like a lot of dope stuff in London was happening there, and we managed to get a gig there, and it was really dope. And a lot of cats were there, and so we networked a lot. And ever since then, I wanted to work with that scene again, I guess, because there's just so much dope things coming out of London. So we started conceptualizing like this idea of having a collabo between Joburg and London musicians, and we eventually. So I reached out to the British Council to see if there's any funding, and then they so happened to have a call out for this thing called New Art, New Audiences, like a Nana grant. So we applied. It was like a long ass process with a lot of people, and we somehow managed to get in there. So we got the grant, which was really dope. So then the plan, so it's basically a tribe. So that call out required 3 countries to be involved, 2 African countries and then the UK. So we structured it as a tripod, like Senegal, South Africa, London. And the idea was to go with Senegalese and London musicians together with the film crew to London in May this year, and recorded at the Total Refreshment Studios centres with their studio with a bunch of London musicians. That didn't happen because of COVID, so we had to sort of improvise and change the plan a bit. So essentially the project is like, it's coming with 3 things. It's the album, it's the music, and then it's also there's like a fanzine, a publication that's going to come out, and then a film. So each of those elements is featuring like the fanzine's going to have writers from Senegal, South Africa, London. The illustrator and the designer for all of the things is the Senegalese cat called Jib Anton. And then the musicians are going to be also the 3 countries. And the idea, because we can't be together, we like decided that we're all going to record in our own respective cities, like we're doing today, and then send each other what we've done. And then we're going to meet again in 2 weeks' time. We're going to go back in the studio in 2 weeks' time and listen, and we'll respond to what the London and Senegalese cats did. They're going to, and vice versa, you know. And then after that, we'll take those recordings and cut them up and like essentially produce an album out of it. And then
brief was the process this time around. Like, you're gonna record something, it's incomplete. Those guys on the other side are gonna complete it. Yeah. And in terms of the ensemble, it's I guess it's a different way of getting an ensemble together, in that half of the ensemble isn't here, or 2/3 of the ensemble isn't here. And I remember when we had the Zoom conversation with everybody, like a week ago in preparation for this, it was like, I can't remember who it is.
Alabaster.
Yeah, it was Alabaster,
yeah.
who said, okay, this is going to be interesting because I've never, and I wonder if anybody has ever made music that is supposed to be incomplete. That's the point of what we're doing, is that it has to be incomplete. There has to be room for the other people when they get it. So it can't be finished when it leaves here.